Welcome to Buzzed and Baffled, the podcast where the wine is flowing, the stories get weird, and we try our best to keep the chaos to a minimum. Try being the keyword.
Before we jump in, a quick behind the scenes truth. Producing the show is basically an Olympic sport. Between being the media manager, the sound engineer, the editor, and trying to control her own voice volume, which, let's be honest, Nicole's has the natural power of a small megaphone, things can get a little unpredictable. So if you hear the occasional mic spike, just know it's not your headphones. It's Nicole living her best and loudest life.
Disclaimer: we're not experts, just two curious humans with wine in hand and an enthusiasm for the bizarre. Some topics may be dark, sensitive, or downright strange, so listener discretion is advised. And remember, everything you hear is for entertainment only, so take the story seriously, just not too seriously.
And any opinions shared on this podcast are our own and not reflective of any third party.
Now, pour a glass, settle in, and get ready to be buzzed and baffled. I've remembered to turn the computer sound off.
You did.
I'm so proud of myself.
I think we might have did it this time.
This might be the best episode ever. What episode is it?
39.
Oh, I was like, I don't know.
Yes, I had to look on the only way I know what episode it is whatever is the next number on the label maker.
So we're back with episode 39.
Episode 39.
Setting up the computer went smoothly.
Yes. See, and you even planned ahead during dinner because you let it update.
I updated it before we were sitting here so we didn't have to wait.
Mm-hmm. What did we have for dinner?
I shoved my face with tater tot casserole.
Mm-hmm.
It was missing lima beans, but it was still good.
Sick. You weirdo.
Hey, even David thought they'd be better with lima
Well,
beans.
you two can go on a lima bean love trip or something. That's disgusting.
Just us and everything with lima beans in
Yeah,
it.
go right ahead. Bye-bye. Have fun. Enjoy. Please write.
He would never come back because he would wander off and I would not look for him.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Should we talk about the wine?
We should.
This one is actually a really pretty bottle because it almost looks like you're looking through a looking glass at
That's
this lady.
Literally the only reason I purchased it was because I've never seen, and I knew we hadn't had it because it's a pretty unique label, and I bought it solely because the label looked cool.
Was this an Econo purchase?
This was a Pat's Foods purchase.
Oh, that surprises me.
They have a lot of things that are different than Econo, which was kind of nice to see some different things.
I don't usually go up to Pat's because of the produce situation there.
Yeah, I don't either. But with the snow today, I didn't feel like driving all the way to Econo, and I knew I only needed like those couple little things for tater tot casserole.
It is a Savvy Bee, and it is by Nola Grace. She wasn't looking for a knight; she was looking for a sword.
And
a sword.
A sword.
A sword.
Yeah, and that's a little fitting for this story I'm going to tell you. Also, the tater tot casserole was somewhat themed because this story takes place in Pocatello, Idaho.
I also want you to know, for the game I'm going to make you play once I print it off, I was able to find glitter cardstock.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So when we have to play
Guess Who? It's called Guess Who. I had the bright fucking idea, because I have no self-preservation skills,
she does
that we should get Guess Who boards, but put the Real Housewives in instead of the standard Guess Who characters.
And so I have...
And Nicole completely was like, yes, we're absolutely doing that.
I ordered it as we were talking about it. The board is in my kitchen, and I have almost the entire stuff ready to print up in Canva. And now I have the glitter paper, because as soon as I saw that, it was on.
Even better.
Uh-huh. I was looking to see if I could take the board apart so I could spray paint it like prettier colors, because I don't really like
You don't like red and blue?
I do not like the red and blue. I was like, well, can I take this apart? But it seems like I might break it, so I don't think I can.
I was going to tell you how to do it, but I'm not going to. You don't have to take it apart. The things flip. Just spray it and then flip it over and spray it on the other side.
But I don't want the face pieces to be sprayed. I only want the base part to be sprayed.
Yeah, so spray it before you put them in.
But then the plastic on the outside will get sprayed. I only want the plastic board, the baseboard, to be sprayed.
Including the flippers?
I don't want the flippers sprayed. I want the
Why
flippers.
don't you want the flippers sprayed? Why does it matter if the flippers are sprayed?
I don't know. In my mind, you're not supposed to. They're supposed to be the color they are.
Oh, so it's just the edge of the board?
Yeah.
Did you see the look on my face? I'm not comprehending why you don't want the majority of the board sprayed.
Well, I mean, I guess I could just go get. I might even have metallic spray
I'm
paint
sure
in my
you do.
basement.
Continue with the wine, please.
Okay. There is no description on the back.
Ugh,
It's just that she's going to
you
stab
lucked
someone
out.
with a sword. A sword.
A sword. It's a really pretty blue and
Yeah.
white bottle.
I lucked out too because it's a screw top.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to use my good arm.
Nicole's really good at ASMR. Thud, pop, whack.
I have a bad arm. I'm
It's like
working.
a 60s Batman show in here.
But I was able to lift my good arm over here, so I'm doing better. The weight training with a 2-pound weight
Ooh,
I'm
you
doing.
moved up to 2 pounds.
I'm up to 2
Ooh,
pounds.
look out. People are going to accuse you of juicing pretty soon.
They're like, look at, she's obviously on roids. That is actually the only thing that
That's
could
the-
explain
yep,
why
mhm.
she is the way she is.
That actually, they're like, oh, wait a minute, that actually tracks. Let's do this.
Okay, it's a little floral in the note. It's very floral forward.
Yes. It doesn't have the acid bite
No?
that we're accustomed to with our New Zealand,
Yeah.
but I don't mind it.
It's very smooth.
Mm-hmm.
And it like sticks to the front of your mouth. It doesn't like hit you in the back of the
Yeah,
mouth.
there's no sharpness like at all.
This would not be good with like barbecue or like a fish or anything.
No, it's too
It's too bland.
mhm. Yeah, bland is a good word. Not like a bad way. It's just it's not very
Yeah.
heavily flavory. And this is from Lodi, California.
Like this would just be good with like some kind of like Caesar salad, I think.
Yeah, this is like you eat a green. This is what you have on your lunch break when you have a salad for lunch.
It's my lunch. I have Caesar salad in my fridge, so when I have Caesar salad for lunch, I'll make sure I have a glass of this at work.
Mhm. You put this next to your Caesar salad in your work fridge.
I'll just leave it on my desk and see how long it takes somebody to notice there's an empty wine bottle.
Yeah.
I'll put it next to the Quaalude jar.
Mm-hmm. Yep. See how long before HR comes knocking.
No one has noticed the Quaalude jar yet. So
They're missing out.
I'm waiting to see because it's sitting like right on the edge near the hand sanitizer. So anyone who goes for hand sanitizer is
Yeah.
going to see it.
For Christmas, I got Nicole. There was a lady on Etsy who throws little like pottery jars just to hold little things, and you could customize what you wanted on there. So I had her put Quaaludes on the front of it.
It is adorable. I'm trying to figure out what to put in it. I might just put some of my Werther's Originals because I
Mhm.
bought an industrial size bag of Werther's Originals.
I had one this morning. It was very good. I was like, oh yeah, I'm really glad that
The one snuck out of the bag into
David
the box.
asked me. He's like, where'd the Werthers come from?
Nicole bought a giant bag, and like when I picked it up, I saw. I'm like, I'm just gonna leave that right there. A nice little surprise. But if you would like to take some, you can have some because I don't need 12 pounds of Werther's Originals.
I mean, maybe you do. I have titled this "A Predator with a Permission Slip."
Ooh, is it about me?
The trigger warning that I'm going to give our listeners is there is discussions of childhood sexual assault in this. Not anything graphic. I don't, but it does happen. So,
Is this your new favorite topic?
oh my God, Nicole, Nicole, no,
It's not.
you are the worst.
I ordered us new T-shirts today.
Podcast is over.
I ordered us new T-shirts today for our California trip, and I still put scissors on the back,
Yeah.
a little scissor print.
Because you're the worst. I'm starting this now. In the early 1970s in Pocatello, Idaho, the Broberg family led a happy, normal life.
Is this them up here?
So the one on the top is Jan, and she's the focus of this story.
She looks like she's possessed.
She's a kid in the 70s wearing some weird ass 70s clothes.
That dress is something.
Mm-hmm. That was the other reason for tater tot casserole. Was like, that's a very 70s food.
Yes.
Sisters Jan, Karen, and Susan, and their parents Bob and Marianne were a very typical family. Bob worked as a florist while Marianne was a homemaker. Jan Broberg later reflected, quote, "I was completely loved. I was completely secure," end quote. That is not her dad below that.
Oh, I was like, he does not look like a heterosexual married man.
Marianne, Jan's mom, first met Robert Birchtold in June of 1972 at church when she introduced herself to a new family in their Mormon congregation, and that is Robert Birchtold up there.
No, they're Mormons.
Mhm.
Okay.
They're Idaho Mormons. The Birchtold family had 5 children, and some were the same age as the Broberg sisters, so it was just a natural fit that the
Mhm.
families became friends. Robert Birchtold was very charming and became close friends with Bob. Both of them were businessmen with similar interests, while Mary Ann became good friends with Gail Birchtold, Robert's wife. And I try to keep them as Robert and Bob. So Bob is Jan's dad, Robert is him up there.
Okay. Is this like a good Bob, bad Bob scenario?
No.
Okay.
I really wish I could say that,
Oh,
but no.
Okay.
The children also became close with one another. Birchtold was a common fixture in the Broberg household, visiting frequently. He spent time with all of the Brobergs, but it soon became pretty clear that Jan was his favorite.
Uh-oh.
He nicknamed her Dolly. Later, Bob and Marianne Broberg would describe Birchtold's interest in Jan as annoying.
I would call it as sketchy.
Mhm. On Thursday, October 17th, 1974, 38-year-old Robert Birchtold abducted 12-year-old Jan Broberg.
So like child bride kind of scenario thing
Mhm.
happening. Boo. Would you like me to go in the other room while you tell this story?
Yeah. Let me just do a solo recording and you can put your comments in after. Earlier that day, Birchtold drove to the Broberg home and asked Marianne for permission to take Jan horseback riding, something she really enjoyed.
Why would the parents be like, yeah, this is a totally normal thing for an adult man to want to spend this much time with a 12-year-old girl?
You're going to ask yourself that after literally every sentence that I say in the rest of this story.
Okay, good. Good.
He promised to have her back in time for dinner. When Jan got in the car, he gave her an allergy pill, and she passed out soon afterwards.
He hydroxyzined her.
When at about 9 p.m., Gail Birchtold arrived at the Broberg house, also worried that Jan and Robert had not yet returned, but believing that they would arrive soon, convinced the Brobergs to refrain from calling the police.
Okay, sure. I'll just do what you say because that seems like a normal response when my kid is missing.
You
These
need
parents-
like one card that says that to hold up and one card that says I want to know what the parents were thinking, and you'll just be like alternating. Your arms will be
Oh
so
my
sore by the end of this.
Oh, I just want to scream and choke them
Oh,
right now.
it's gonna get much worse.
Oh, good.
So that's Thursday.
So that he kidnaps her on Thursday.
Thursday
and he's
afternoon,
like, don't
yep.
worry, everything's fine. Don't call the police. You see me, but you don't see her. Nothing to worry about.
Well, the wife is saying don't call the police. His wife. His wife Gail goes to the Broberg's home, also concerned that her husband is missing. She convinces the Brobergs not to call the police.
So she's like, well, he's gone, but that's not bad for me. But let's not call the police on your kid yet either.
Mm-hmm. No calls were made until Saturday morning, more than 24 hours after Robert and Jan were due back, when Marianne contacted the FBI.
Worst parents of the year. Oh my God.
It's going to get so much worse, Nicole.
Am I going to like have a stroke?
You might. Yeah. You might. Go ahead.
This is my payback for the tree story, isn't it?
I would like to say so. Yeah. This is probably my wildest one. And a lot of this is based on a documentary on Netflix called Abducted in Plain Sight. Please watch it. Everybody, you're just going to be like, what in the actual fuck?
I'll put a link to it
Mhm.
on buzzedandbaffled. What?
Net. The FBI explained that the local office was closed for the weekend, but gave her the number for the larger office probably in Boise, that could assist in an emergency. Do you think Marianne called them?
I'm going to go with no.
Marianne did not call the other office because she didn't want to unnecessarily involve a bunch of people in her missing daughter's case.
I mean, we're combing the neighborhood. This is fine. We're driving around.
He's a
calling her
trusted
name.
friend. He couldn't possibly have done anything with her.
It's the dumbest woman. I don't like her.
Finally, 5 days later, on October 22nd, Jan Broberg and Robert Berchtold were reported missing.
Who reported them?
I think Jan's parents finally did.
I would hope, or maybe like the school would be wondering at this point.
Even though it had been 5 days, the Brobergs still really did not believe that Jen had been kidnapped. Peter Walsh, the special agent with the FBI assigned to the case, had to sit them down and explain to them that this was not normal behavior and that she was kidnapped.
Were they developmentally disabled?
They're not.
Is it because they're Mormon that they're like this?
Yes, and it's that this doesn't exist in our community, so it doesn't exist in the world, and it doesn't exist in any case.
Is he an elder in the church?
No.
Okay.
The FBI also discovered that the Berchtolds' motorhome was gone from their storage unit. Shortly after the FBI was called in, Robert Berchtold's car was found in a nearby state park with the driver's side window broken out and bloodied.
So he's trying to fake a scene.
There were motorhome tracks and a set of footprints nearby to the car.
He's real smooth about it.
Yeah. A nationwide search was conducted over the next several weeks. As the FBI continued their investigation, it was revealed that Robert Berchtold had a sexual attraction to young girls.
And I'm sure the wife knew about this.
Oh, yeah. His brother, Joe Berchtold, called him, quote, a sexual pervert, end quote, and a pedophile, accusing him of molesting their younger sister when she was 6 and Berchtold was 12.
It didn't occur to him to tell this family that. They all go to the same goddamn church.
So this brother doesn't live there. He lives down in Utah. And this is, he says that in the documentary.
Okay.
But this is a known thing.
Apparently not known
Apparently
enough.
not, yeah. There were also 2 other instances of Berchtold making friends with the families of young girls until the parents realized what was happening and ended their friendships. Additionally, in January 1974, about 10 months before the kidnapping, he'd been reprimanded by the High Council of the church over his involvement with a young girl in the congregation. So what do you think the church made him do?
Volunteer at Sunday school?
They sent him to be treated by a counselor.
A church counselor.
Mm-hmm. After completing his counseling, Berchtold admitted to the Brobergs that he was receiving treatment due to trauma as a child and that he, as a 4-year-old, was raped by an aunt. He also claimed that part of his prescribed treatment process was to spend time alone with Jan and even encouraged them to verify this with his doctor.
Okay, I call bullshit. And if it was the prescribed thing, I'm never writing that down anywhere as a therapist. I'm like, hey, you seem to be attracted to little children. You should go to a playground. Go play Foursquare with them.
The Brobergs allowed Berchtold to lay in Jan's bed with her, later stating they weren't comfortable with it, but it was part of his therapy.
What the fuck?
This occurred 4 times a week over the next 6 months.
I hope they were charged.
Up until the day Jan was abducted.
I hope they were charged and she never speaks to them again. I am indignant.
Bob Broberg, Jan's father, would later claim he never had a clue that Berchtold was attracted to their daughter. The psychologist Berchtold was seeing at the direction of the church had his license revoked years earlier.
So he should not have been working. What did he get his license revoked for?
I don't know. I don't even know what his name was.
Oh, damn. I was like, I want to find that out.
I could probably look, but it was also in the early 70s, so. So, why were Jan's parents allowing this?
Because they're dumb.
In the fall of 1972, a few months after the families had met in church.
I'm going to drink out of the bottle at this point.
Yeah. Berchtold called Marianne, Jan's mom, and asked him to bring him lunch because he couldn't get away from his furniture store business. This would occur more and more
I
often.
thought it was a florist.
No, Jan's dad is a florist.
Oh, so this guy.
Berchtold owns a furniture store.
Okay.
And he's calling Jan's mom saying, hey, could you bring me lunch? I can't get away.
That's so weird. Although I do make your husband bring me Diet Cokes.
But like, you know he's coming to our house and you ask him to grab one on the way back.
Yeah.
You're not like calling him up like, David, can you walk me up a Diet Coke?
No, like he's already going to be there and I know it bothers him. So that's really why I ask, because it's funny.
This occurred more and more frequently until he started openly flirting with Marianne.
She was going after the wife too.
Mm-hmm. She was attracted to him and eventually the two started having an affair.
Gross. I think we know why his wife wasn't looking for him.
Around the same time, Berchtold stopped into Bob's flower store looking unwell and asked Bob if they could go for a ride. Berchtold admitted to Bob that things were not going well in his marriage and that he and Gail were having trouble sexually. Berchtold became aroused during the conversation and asked Bob for some relief. Bob Broberg reached over and masturbated Robert Berchtold in the car. I'm just going to give a pause for Nicole's face right now. She needs to process some of this.
I have no words.
Would you say you're baffled?
Looking at that guy, in no world would I be like, there's a true Romeo
Mm-hmm.
who knows how to woo and win not one, but two women, an adult man.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I hope that there was a meeting of the elders after this all came out and they had to do some talking about kind of like what's going on.
In June 1973, so we're still pre-kidnapping here, Jan was allowed to go on a family vacation to Seattle with the Berchtolds. Robert Berchtold told the Brobergs that Jan had gotten sick at dinner one night and had to be taken back to the motel. Jan would later admit to her sisters she felt groggy at dinner and woke up in the motel room to see a naked Berchtold standing over her. Jan would also later recall a sleepover at the Berchtolds when all the kids were sleeping outside on the family's trampoline, as you do. You're
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah.
She woke up and realized her underwear had been pulled down to her ankles. Berchtold was lying next to her with his hands on her, but told her that she'd been tossing and turning and must have had her underwear slip down.
I mean, I hate it when that happens.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Lisa and Jail Dell would never let this
Not
fly.
a chance. This man would have been murdered long ago.
He wouldn't have made it to the first horse riding
Nope.
incident.
Nope. Absolutely not. Okay. Back to the kidnapping. So we're back in kidnapping time.
So now he's in their motorhome that he took from a storage
It's his
unit.
motorhome.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So it's his motorhome.
Okay.
When Jan wakes up in the motorhome, she's disoriented but can tell she's moving. Her wrists and ankles were strapped to a bed, and she could hear a robotic voice coming from a small intercom next to her head. She believed that she'd been abducted by the aliens who introduced themselves as Zeta and Zethra, speaking to her through the box.
What aliens?
So she's groggy, waking up. There's this little box next to her, and they're like, "We are Zeta and Zethra. You have been abducted."
Okay, so these are like new characters that he's saying you've been abducted by aliens. I was like, is this a part? Like, he's been telling her about Zeta and
Zethra.
Zethra?
Uh-huh.
I mean, you have golden plates in your religion, so why would you not have this
Mhm.
too?
Yeah. The aliens told Jan that her real father was an alien and that she was a half alien. The box gave her a mission to have an alien child by the time she was 16 in order to save the alien race.
But it's only half alien.
Right, but I guess that you get what you get, desperate times and all. They told Jan that her sister Susan was also a half alien, and if Jan couldn't complete her mission, Susan was their backup option.
So he was trying to get her to want to protect her sister.
Mhm.
What a son of a bitch.
The aliens told her that she needed to find the male companion, who of course turned out to be Berchtold, pretending to be injured in the motorhome. He explained to her that they'd been abducted from the car on the way to horseback riding. In reality, Berchtold staged the scene to make it look like he and Jan had been abducted from the car, breaking the window from the inside and smearing blood on it.
He's so smart.
Mm-hmm.
Bet you it wasn't even human blood.
I'm sure it wasn't. Eventually, the box told Jan she needed to ask Birchtold to have sex with her. And while she describes it as not being violent, Birchtold raped Jan several times over the course of her abduction.
Gross. I wonder if he went back to a psychologist for this.
On November 20th, 1974, 35 days after the kidnapping, Robert Birchtold called his brother Joe and asked him to get written permission from Bob and Marianne Broberg, Jan's parents, for Robert and Jan to get married in the United States, explaining that they had gotten married in Mexico, but it wouldn't be legal in the U.S.
There's a reason for that.
At that time, the
Oh
minimum...
my God, did they give him permission?
No.
Okay.
I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one.
Oh, no.
At that time, the minimum age in Mexico for marriage was 12 years old, so they were legally married in Mexico. The Brobergs refused to grant permission, so Birchtold refused to come back. Joe contacted the FBI.
But now they know he's in Mexico.
And assisted them in getting a trace on the next phone call from Birchtold. The FBI worked with Mexican authorities who were able to locate Birchtold and Jan and brought them to a Mexican prison. There, because they're like, we don't have a place to hold you, so we're going to put you in this prison until the FBI can come.
I feel like that's what he deserves.
There, Birchtold bribed one of the guards with some jewelry and was allowed to speak to Jan. He instructed her to tell her family that it was all a misunderstanding. He also told her that the aliens, Zeta and Zethra, had visited him as well and said there was 4 things they could not talk about with anybody. The aliens, the pills she was given, the mission, or their sexual encounters.
Was she even the least bit suspicious of this?
She's 12 years old.
And traumatized.
Yeah. The aliens threatened that if she told anyone, Jan's sister Karen would go blind, her father would be killed, they would take her sister Susan, and Jan would be vaporized.
He's the fucking worst. Oh, I don't like him.
No, you don't.
We need to introduce him to the mushroom lady.
Yeah, they'd be a good pair.
She can cook him dinner.
Bob and Marianne flew to Mexico to get Jan. When they saw her, Jan broke down and started asking what would happen to Birchtold, explaining that nothing occurred between them and they were just on vacation. Jan refused to sit next to her father on the plane.
Well, yeah.
When they arrived back in the U.S., the Brobergs sent the marriage certificate back to Mexico and instructed authorities to process an annulment. Jan was examined by a doctor who told her parents her hymen was still intact, so there was no sexual abuse. Because, that's
the only way it could happen.
Yeah, only thing to look for. She remained standoffish with her family, but continued to defend Birchtold.
Well, yeah, she's got... Oh, I can't think of the name right now because I'm so mad.
Stockholm Syndrome. You called it Munchausen's in your book.
I was, that's what I wanted to say. Like, that's not what it is, girl. Don't say it.
Her focus was on completing her mission. Birchtold was indicted on kidnapping charges in Idaho, of course.
Only kidnapping?
Only kidnapping. Because nobody else at this time knows about the sexual assault.
I mean...
Besides the 2 of them.
Well, but they know he's a pervert.
They know he's a pervert, yeah.
Okay. But they're just like, oh, nothing to see here. Keep on moving.
Okay, Doc, that's what you say?
They should have lost all of their children.
After Jan arrived home, the FBI agent on her kidnapping case told the Brobergs to not have any contact with the Birchtold family or any of their family members. So what do Bob and Marianne do?
Invite him over for dinner?
Let Gail Birchtold come into their home on Christmas Eve. She showed up at the door asking to speak to Bob, Jan's father. So Gail is Birchtold's wife.
Yep.
After Gail left, Bob told his wife that Gail wanted them to drop all the charges, and if they didn't, Bob's encounter with Birchtold would be made public.
So now she's an accessory after the fact. Because she knows what happened, and she's like, I'm going to let everyone know that you had a homosexual encounter.
The Brobergs decided that absolutely could not happen, so they voluntarily signed affidavits saying Jan was not taken or held against her will at any time by Birchtold.
If I was this kid's therapist, none of this would fly.
No. 70s or not.
I would burn the entire group to the
Mhm.
ground. I'd be smoting left and right.
The affidavits also requested that prosecutors drop the charges.
That doesn't mean they have to, though.
A
You can request anything you
Mhm.
want.
A federal judge overruled a motion to dismiss the case and insisted on going to trial. But now
But
there's
an attorney requested to dismiss it based
Mhm.
on this.
Yeah. But now there's no cooperating witnesses.
So, but now we're down to a federal judge who's like, what the fuck,
Uh-huh.
people?
He's like, "Yeah, no, I'm not letting this one go."
Yeah. Because, there's other victims.
Mhm.
We know of at least one other in the church, but there's going to be ones before that, and there's going to be ones after that.
So there's no witnesses willing to cooperate anymore. I mean, the Brobergs are like, "Oh, no, she was fine," and Jan's not going to. I mean, this girl's
And like
brainwashed
they
at
didn't
this
really have a
point.
CPS. I would go in and rip all those kids out of that
Mhm.
house. And
The trial had to be postponed, and Berchtold was released from jail. He moved to Utah to work for his brother, but his wife and family remained in Idaho, and he visited on the weekends.
I'm surprised his brother let him anywhere in the house
Mhm.
or near his family, knowing what he knows about
Mhm.
him.
The community re-embraced him with open arms.
Of course they did.
Their beloved furniture salesman.
Can't wait until we go watch the Salt Lake City reunion later.
Shortly after his release from jail, Berchtold began communicating with Jan again, and he assured her that they were still going to complete the mission.
So he's not done. He's like, oh, this was just a pause.
Mhm.
But she's eventually going to get too old for him.
Mhm. She would receive notes in school from people. I don't like
So other adults are passing notes
yeah.
for him.
Other people are doing things, instructing her to be at a payphone at specific times, and the aliens would speak to her on those calls.
And she's not suspicious that she never sees him when the aliens are talking to her.
He sent her love letters, and she responded in kind. Jan eventually told her parents that she wanted to marry Berchtold.
Gross. But he's already married, girl.
Mm-hmm.
Are they in like the polygamous side of Mormonism?
No, I don't think so. I mean, they were LDS.
So does the wife know that she's about to be replaced by the younger model?
I have a feeling she knew.
Okay. Maybe this is what she was hoping for?
That I do not know.
Good Lord.
By the spring of 1975, Berchtold was calling.
She's how old at then?
She is 13.
Okay. Only been a year?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
And yeah, it's only been like 6 or 8 months since she was kidnapped. So by that spring, Berchtold was calling Jan's mom, Marianne, every day, telling her how much he loved her and missed her because they had an affair, remember?
Mm-hmm.
When she pressed him on why he married Jan in Mexico, he promised to explain everything if they met in person. She drove to Utah, where Berchtold continued to express his feelings for her, and then they had sex. A few days later, Berchtold called Bob, her husband, and told him what happened. But Marianne would go on to have an 8-month affair with Berchtold, the man who kidnapped her daughter.
How does this man have this much game?
By all accounts, I mean, he's like a psychopath, sociopath, all of the above. Incredibly charming. People bought whatever he was saying. I just
look at him and I'm like, nope.
Yeah, their community is so trusting because they couldn't this doesn't happen here, so this can't possibly be what's happening.
I'm like, oh no, it's happening all the time. That's the problem. Anything where there's unchecked power within a community, there's gonna be sexual problems and incest and
during the eight-ish month period where Jan's mother was having an affair with Berchtold.
Does Jan know that he's also sleeping with her mom?
No.
Okay.
He visits Jan on 9 different occasions, spending the night together alone twice.
In their house?
Yeah, probably.
And meanwhile, Dad's just like, yeah, this is all fine.
Well, after speaking with religious leadership, Bob files for divorce from Marianne, and she was ordered to leave the family home. Shortly after Marianne was served with divorce papers from Bob, Berchtold called Bob and told him what a huge mistake he was making by trying to divorce Marianne. He also called Marianne and advised her that she could move to Utah with the girls And she could also get an attorney to pursue custody of her children because Bob was a homosexual. So he's playing them
Yeah.
against each other.
He set them up so he would have
Mhm.
a way to try to
He wants
divide-
access to her.
divide and conquer.
Mhm.
And he doesn't care how he gets
Nope.
there.
Marianne refused, and she and Bob did reconcile after promising each other they would cut ties with Berchtold. In June 1976, Berchtold agreed to a plea deal in his kidnapping proceedings from the October 74 kidnapping. He pled guilty to felony kidnapping and was sentenced to 5 years in prison, but the judge immediately reduced it to 45 days in jail to be served within the next 3 months.
That seems completely logical. You kidnapped someone into another country, repeatedly sexually assaulted them, had sex with both of her parents,
Mhm.
broke up their marriage, and have continued to con her into thinking aliens want her to have his baby.
Yep.
45 days in jail seems the right amount
And
of
it's
time
like
for that.
it's at your leisure, like whenever you can get
It's
around
like
to it.
weekend jail.
Yeah. Pretty much.
I hope Jail Dale's the one who gets to get him to squat and cough.
Berchtold moved to Jackson Hole, Wyoming, where he purchased a family fun park. Go-karts, things like that. You know,
Not a
not
place where there's a lot of children.
Mhm. Jan begged her parents to let her go there for the summer and work. Her parents forbade it. Finally, they made a good decision.
I mean, statistically, it's bound to happen eventually.
So Jan started lashing out her family in retaliation. Berchtold called Marianne and told her that Jan would hitchhike to Wyoming if she had to get to him. So what did Marianne do?
Drove her there.
Close. Bought her a plane ticket.
I would lock her in her room and she would have no window and no way to get out at all. We ain't playing this game.
No. Jan stayed there at the park for 2 weeks, living with Berchtold in his motorhome, continuing the mission. Marianne forced Jan to come back to Idaho, but again, she started acting out. Berchtold was also constantly calling the Broberg family, begging them to let Jan go back to him, even threatening to come and take her.
Were PPOs not a thing?
They had to be.
Because she's only 13 at the
Mhm.
time.
On August 10th, 1976, just a few weeks after she came back from Wyoming, Jan did not come downstairs for breakfast in the morning. Her parents found a note on her bed saying that she could not live with them anymore and was leaving. Robert Berchtold abducted Jan for a second time.
Oh my God. Did they call the police?
Hold that thought. Later in the day, Berchtold contacted the Brobergs, saying Jan called him earlier and told him she ran away but wouldn't say where she was. Following her disappearance, the Brobergs did not contact the FBI agent until 2 weeks later, claiming they didn't want rumors to spread around town that she'd been abducted again. It's not a rumor. It's true.
It's true. A rumor is false.
Yeah.
This actually happened. You're just bad parents.
Mhm. 3 weeks after she left, Berchtold began his jail sentence, but only served 10 of the 45 days, getting released early for good behavior. Nicole just sprained her eyes. She rolled them so hard.
So what I'm hearing is if I want to do heinous crimes,
Mm-hmm.
Idaho is the place
Yeah.
to do them.
Mm-hmm.
So I could, go kidnap Peyton, a sister or a brother,
Mm-hmm.
and just like run with the kitty and like nothing will happen to
Yeah.
me.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
That's pretty much how it's going.
Okay.
Afterwards, he called the Brobergs regularly to talk about how much he loved Jan, how upset he was that she'd run away, and that she was still in contact with him but would never tell him where she was.
That's nefarious.
Only that she was selling drugs and doing sex work to get by.
Probably because he was making her.
She wasn't.
Okay.
He also told the Brobergs they still wanted to get married. This went on for the next 3 months.
The FBI is aware now, though.
Mm-hmm. The FBI was able to locate Berchtold in Berchtold's motorhome in a Salt Lake City trailer park.
Well, I mean, they know where he has a fun park.
Uh-huh.
It should be hard to find him.
And they put it under surveillance. One day, Berchtold let an FBI agent in because he thinks he's the smartest guy in the room.
Are these cops smarter than the Tampa police?
Yes.
Okay.
They actually are like trying to find this girl.
Okay.
And One of the agents observed that he has giant poster-sized photos of Jan all over the inside of the motorhome.
That's creepy.
Hmm. And finally, about 3 months after her disappearance, Jan calls home. She tells her parents that she and Berchtold still love each other and they still want to get married. But the call is brief and Jan does not tell them where she is.
We know where she is. She's in Utah or Wyoming. Sorry.
On November 11th, 1976, 102 days into her second disappearance, Berchtold was seen walking to a payphone in Salt Lake City. Agents were able to trace the call that he'd made to a Catholic girls' school in Pasadena, California.
So he's got other fish on the hook.
No.
No?
No.
Okay. This is where Jan is?
Mm-hmm. The agents contacted the school, but they said there's no Jan Broberg there. Of
Well,
course.
who within the last 102 days has been enrolled?
Yeah.
Let's give me a
Yeah,
list.
who your new students.
And we're just gonna go look at them, and I think we'll be able to pick them out.
Uh-huh.
Which one is talking about aliens? That's our girl.
The FBI provided a description and were able to determine that she was enrolled there under the name Janice Tobler. Berchtold was arrested the next day on a probation violation and extradited back to Pocatello, Idaho.
So he's willing to kidnap this girl twice, do horrible sex crimes, but he still wants to make sure she's enrolled in school?
Yes, and I'll tell you why shortly.
Okay.
Agents flew to Pasadena to get Jan and bring her back to Idaho, where she was fingerprinted and interviewed before being allowed to go home. As you do. That's a process.
Yeah.
She explained that back in August, she opened her bedroom window where Berchtold was waiting for her outside. They drove to California and he enrolled her into the boarding school. Pasadena was close enough for him to visit on the weekends from Utah. He told the nuns that Jan was his daughter and he was a CIA agent who escaped from Lebanon during their civil war and couldn't be around during the week due to his work.
He doesn't look Lebanese.
No, he's a CIA agent who's working in Lebanon.
Okay.
I mean,
I want to see a video of this guy because what I'm looking at, I would not believe anything that you're telling me if this doofus said it to me.
When she arrived back at her house, she's a broken child. The vivacious young girl is gone, and she's withdrawn and distant. After being home for a little over a month, the Brobergs received a panicked phone call from an employee that Bob's flower shop was on fire. Bob knew Berchtold was behind it, but Jan believed it was her fault because she hadn't completed the mission yet. Investigators determined that while Berchtold was in jail, he convinced 2 fellow inmates to burn down the building when they got out.
And so she still hasn't told anyone about
Nope.
the mission. Because she's worried she's going to be vaporized.
And
Okay.
everything's bad's going to happen to her family. The 2 arsonists pleaded guilty, but Berchtold's arson and burglary charges were dropped. He was, however, charged with impersonating a CIA agent and with first-degree kidnapping for the second abduction of Jan Broberg in August of 1976.
Does he get more than 45 days?
He was acquitted on all charges by reason of mental defect.
Oh my God.
Are you mad yet?
I'm so mad. I wish I'd bought those giant cookies at the grocery store and I could just eat them out of rage right
Eat
now.
a giant cookie. A giant cookie would be good right now. Why did you buy those?
Because I'm like, well, we're having tater tot casserole. I'll be full, but I didn't know how rageful I would be that I would eat chocolate afterwards. David, make us cookies. I hate everything about this story. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it.
Berchtold was ordered to a mental facility in June 1977, but was released just 6 months later.
Well, because he isn't mentally defective, he's a narcissist and a sociopath.
He would later claim that a psychiatrist told him that he was obsessed with Jan due to his childhood experiences.
No psychiatrist told him that.
He says his stepfather forced him to sleep in a bunkhouse on their farm property and he was sexually abused by workers on the farm. He also said that he had to take care of his youngest sister following his mother leaving the family, and as long as he was performing that duty taking care of her, he was allowed to stay in the family unit. So when he started having issues later in life, he, quote, needed to take care of a little girl, end quote.
But he sexually abused that little sister.
Okay. According to his brother.
Yeah.
In June 1978,
Also, why was this brother not going to the family and being like, "Hey, wake up. This is what's happening."
I think I'm going to show you this documentary. The brother's a little rough around the edges.
Okay.
Um, and he did help the FBI, and maybe it was just like
Did
a
they like pull him out a herder's pass or
yeah.
what?
um
Just like not good at decision making.
yeah, there's some like you could tell there's a weird dynamic.
Mm.
In June 1978, 18 months after Jan returned home, she was still communicating with Birchtold, although less frequently. At this point, she's about 16. She turned 16 that following month, and she began to panic because she had not completed the mission by her 16th birthday, which she was instructed to do.
But then she finds that nothing happens. No one gets vaporized.
But soon realized that nothing bad had happened to her family.
Mm-hmm.
She finally told her family about the mission and was able to start healing from the entire ordeal.
I think she should have been so fucking pissed at them that they waited 2 weeks to tell the FBI she was missing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, girl,
And let this guy sleep in bed with her and go on family
like they
trips.
let the whole thing start with their terrible, terrible judgment. She should be irate with them.
In 2003, Jan and her mother published a memoir and began doing speaking engagements.
Are they still doing them?
I know her father's passed. I think her mother's still alive.
If
But
we ever see them doing a speaking engagement, we're gonna go because I want to be there for the Q&A session. I got some follow-up questions for her.
Birchtold began showing up at these events and contacting local media, claiming the book was not true. He would post flyers around towns they were speaking in that alleged he was given full access to Jan in exchange for sexual favors with Bob and Marianne.
Also, isn't that incrimination of himself?
Well, he's already been charged
But
and
not of the sexual abuse and
no.
everything.
He started to threaten the Brobergs, and Jan filed a stalking charge against him, which he contested.
So Jan is the first one with some goddamn common sense in this whole thing.
Yeah, and she's now like 40,
Yeah.
whatever.
So, but her being 40 didn't stop him from being interested. It's
No.
a power and control thing at
Yeah.
that point.
And at this point, he's more mad about what they're saying than being attracted to her.
No, so it's a power and control. I want you to be back under my spell to stop this.
And I think, after she'd been home and between when he started doing this, I don't think there was he wasn't contacting her during that time. It wasn't until she started to do these speaking engagement that he was.
And they also need to look to see who else did he have access to, because she's not the only
No.
one he did this to. Maybe not at this scale.
Jan believes he contested the stalking charge only to see her up close and be able to speak to her directly in court. The judge ruled in favor of Jan, prohibiting Birchtold from contacting her for the remainder of his life, which is huge because typically only a 3-year no contact period is granted.
Well, he's like, I'm sure in 2003, the judge hears this story and he's like, what the fuck is going on here?
Leave her alone. In 2005, Jan was speaking at a college in Utah and was being escorted by Bikers Against Child Abuse, an organization of motorcyclists who aim to empower victims.
I've heard they'll go to court with any kid to make sure that no one bothers them.
They do a big procession, and it's not to draw attention, but it's to make the child or the victim feel protected and safe.
And make the perpetrator know, because those bikers don't give a shit.
No.
They will fuck you up.
Yeah. Birchtold showed up and caused a scene, eventually running over one of the bikers with his car.
I bet you that didn't end well for him.
He was arrested and charged with 3 felonies and 2 misdemeanors. He was also in possession of a gun when he did this.
Oh,
and he's already a felon.
You're a felon. You can't be doing that. Did the bikers just beat him up?
No, he drove away, but they were hanging on to his car, and they knew who he was. He didn't get very far.
I hope there was street justice.
I don't think there was. I know. He was found guilty on all counts. Before he could be sentenced, Robert Birchtold intentionally overdosed on his heart medication at age 69.
What a coward.
After his death, 6 other women came forward and accused him of sexual abuse against them during their childhoods. He had been found guilty of rape of a child in one of those cases, but only spent 1 year in jail for the crime.
I want the names of the judges. I want to know everybody involved. This is bullshit.
Jan no longer places blame on her parents, feeling they were victims of Berchtold as well.
Okay, you can be a victim and a perpetrator at the same
Mhm.
time.
They could be victims, but they did not
They
try to protect her at all.
No, they had zero common
Mhm.
sense. You don't let weird old men into your kid's bedroom because their therapy demands
Mhm.
it.
She also says she was eventually able to forgive Berchtold.
I mean, that's good for her
Yeah.
because
As an adult in her later life, she's had some acting roles and continues to speak at events. She also started the Jan Broberg Foundation to support other survivors of childhood
I'm gonna
sexual
look her
abuse.
up. Look at what she looks like as an adult.
She just looks like typical, how old is she? I think she was born in like 19
Jan, how do you spell Broberg?
Broberg. She's like 63 now, whatever. We're going to watch this documentary after because when you see the father,
she's actually very pretty.
yeah. And it's really good because her parents are interviewed in the documentary. Her sisters are all interviewed.
Because the sisters, I'm assuming, had no idea that this was happening.
No. And he was so focused on her that it was, he wasn't perping on all the girls.
Ugh.
Uh-huh.
Like videos of them together in his gross red swimsuit that has a white belt on it, I would like to note. Absolutely not. Nothing about this story is good. I hate everything.
You're welcome.
I hate everybody in it. It's all bad. Except for the judges. The judges were good.
Yeah, the later judges who were like...
And I'm assuming the FBI agent who had to try to
And he's interviewed in the documentary too.
Okay. I don't want to watch it tonight, but I will watch it.
Watch it. It's really good. I watched it a couple years ago when it came out, and I remember me and my sister, we didn't watch it at the same time, but like within this day or two, and we were just texting each other like, when you get to the part, you're just like, oh my God, what?
As someone who works in the mental health field, I can safely say I have never seen parenting as egregious as this. And I've seen some pretty egregious parenting.
Yeah, I think they might be two of the worst parents who have ever lived.
They should not have been allowed to have any of their children.
No.
They should have been removed.
Yeah.
And then they could all live in a house with him and his wife and do whatever it is they want to do in their swinging lifestyle.
Yeah, they after they signed those affidavits, and the FBI agent tried.
Yeah.
He's like, "No, this is bullshit. Like,
do not sign this."
Yeah,
but you can't stop people from making stupid decisions.
No, you sure can't. And this is just one bad decision after another by her parents. She had no one to protect her.
And I get why she's like, well, eventually I forgave my parents, because you want your parents to be the people you need them to be, even if they quite obviously lack the capacity to do so. And, we don't know what happened to mom and dad growing up because they grew up in the same church that allowed all of this to happen.
Yeah, and, punishment is, go see a counselor at some adjustment camp or whatever.
Yeah, some unlicensed counselor.
Yeah, and it was actually, I didn't put it in the story, but when he was laying in bed with Jan as part of his treatment, he was to listen to tapes recorded by his counselor talking him through feelings or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, that's not how progressive exposure therapy works. That is not how it works at all. They need to look at the light.
Yeah. They really needed to look at the light in this one.
Like, go to the light, baby.
Yeah.
Nope. This is the worst story we've done on this podcast.
Woohoo!
Congratulations. This beats the last one I did, so I think you are currently the trophy holder.
Okay, and we might have... I don't know if I can top this one right away. We're going to be like on a downhill, not a slide, but...
Oh, no, not me. I got some real humdingers.
So,
I don't know if I want to pull the big guns out quite yet.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a few. I'll do a few like mid-level ones before I come back in swinging big again.
Like I got a real good one, but I'm like, I need to let a couple mid-levels come
Yeah.
through before we get to that one, because it's another one of those, wait, what happened?
Uh-huh.
Across what length of time?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. There you go. That's Jan Broberg's story.
Do not like it. Do not like
The
it at
girl
all.
failed at every.
Mhm.
She was failed by every
Everything.
person who was supposed to
Mhm.
protect her.
Yep.
There was no adult in her life who did the right thing.
I would sue everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'd find those bikers for a little street justice.
Yeah. They interview one of the bikers in the documentary too. He's pretty funny.
So this might be tomorrow, little edible
Mm-hmm.
as my soup is cooking. To get my blood pressure good and low, so when I go to work on Monday and face whatever fresh hell there
Yep.
is.
You got to come back down from this one.
Yeah. Oh my God, no. To the next pour and the next plot twist.